So the whole topic today is about how inflammation is actually impacting your pain, whether that is back pain or knee pain, shoulder pain, joint pain, nerve pain, any kind of pain is inflammation derived. It is by its very nature, an inflammatory state. So how does all of the things that I talk about, like food and movement and environmental toxins and proper hydration, how do all of those things play into the pain that you're feeling? So I have this little visual. I want you to think of this as like an inflammation bucket. And everybody is born with an inflammation bucket. But not everybody's bucket is the exact same size. So you could, according to your genetics, have a smaller, like coffee mug size bucket. Or if you hit the genetic jackpot, you've got like one of those big orange Home Depot 5-gallon buckets for your inflammation bucket. So yes, you can see my dogs are kind of walking around. Hopefully they don't start barking at something out the window. So it's live. We'll see what happens. So here's the inflammation bucket I'm using today. So let's talk about all the different things and types of inflammation that could be happening. So food sensitivities are a big one. So we're sensitive to gluten, and we have some pizza, and we have a sandwich, and on that sandwich is a tomato that we are sensitive to. And maybe we had some French fries with that sandwich and we dunked them with some ketchup. All right, so you can see how that's starting to fill up. And we drank tap water, unfiltered tap water with that sandwich. Because there's all kinds of gross stuff in our tap water. Don't even get me started. Then to top that off, we had a cookie that had high fructose corn syrup in it and probably some GMO sugar. And in the background of that sandwich, we had a candle that we got at, the White Barn Candle Company, the kind that you light and 10 minutes later, you almost have to blow it out because it's so strong. Then we started cleaning the house, or we were doing something else and we weren't paying attention to how we were moving, or maybe we weren't holding our core or whatever, and we hurt ourselves. And so then we've got some inflammation there, and maybe we stubbed our toe. So then you just got normal inflammation from that. And that's just like lunchtime and maybe your afternoon, and we're already filling up that bucket. So then, we've got like a whole childhood of things that are still in the bucket. So let's think about all of that artificially colored candy that we ate. We ate a lot of that. And let's think about all of the, packaged things that we ate, all wrapped up in plastic. And, you could keep them on the shelf for 10 years and they still look the same. And let's see, we microwaved our leftovers in a plastic container. And so all of that plastic leached into the food. Let's see here. All right, we're back adults now. We had girls' night out with our girlfriends and maybe had too many glasses of wine. How many times have we done that in our lifetime? Let's say we stayed up too late scrolling and Netflixing, and we didn't get enough sleep, and so our body didn't repair well. So then we got up and we had like a ton of caffeine, which, because we couldn't sleep well, so we had to have a whole bunch of caffeine, and that sent our adrenals through the roof because that was too much caffeine. So now our bucket's getting pretty full. And this is just like one-time events, maybe twice for the candy and the alcohol. But you can see how over a lifetime, this bucket keeps filling up. So now we're getting close to the top. Let's see here. What else could we talk about? What other things? So the cleaning stuff that we use. So all those chemicals, nobody really puts on gloves. So we're spraying cleaning chemicals everywhere. We're getting it on our skin. We're breathing it in. So that's two. Getting fuller. Let's see what else. I've got more things here. So what else could we talk about? What are some other toxins? I mean, we eat foods all the time that inflame us. So maybe you can't eat cheese very well. It doesn't settle well with you, but you really, really want it. And so you eat it anyway. Let's get a little more careful with them now. Maybe you have a sensitivity to gluten and you didn't realize it because you're already so inflamed that you can't feel when you're having trouble. So that sandwich that you ate, starting to overflow over here. I'm being careful trying to put them in. Let's talk about all of us that love to go to the gym and have a really hard workout, except we go multiple days in a row without letting our bodies rest. That's causing inflammation. Let's see here. What else could we be doing? We've got food, we've got sleep, we didn't drink a lot of water. Maybe, there you go, you drink tap water, but maybe you're just not even drinking enough water to help your body survive the way it needs to. Okay, getting there, getting there. Let's see. So maybe you have a stressful job and you hate your boss, but we all have to go to work. So add that to the bucket. Maybe you are taking care of some aging family members, and that's just, in general, very stressful. Can we find a place for that to stay? And here proves my point. Your bucket can only hold so much inflammation, and then it starts overflowing. And when it starts overflowing, those are symptoms. So taking care of your aging parents may have been the thing that overflowed it. Maybe the pizza that you had with your friends did it. Maybe, oh, girls' night out stayed in there. No, don't eat that. Let's see. What else? I mean, we go back to the sandwich. Or maybe you even are trying to eat healthy, but you have so much inflammation or you have leaky gut that even though you're eating healthy, it's not healthy for you right now. And it's not coming in. So as your inflammation bucket overflows, what falls out are pain symptoms. It's the signals. These are all signals now that your body is like, we can't take anymore. You've got to stop doing what you're doing. Please, here's a pain in your knee. Here's, just it aches when you walk. Please stop. So you think, okay, I need to stop walking. So then you slow down. Well, the human body is made to move. And so if we slow down too much, that also causes inflammation. I mean, yeah, you need to rest a little bit, but if you don't move at all, if you lead a very sedentary lifestyle, that's also inflammatory. So then that's not helping. Or maybe this shows up as brain fog. And I mean, what are you supposed to do with brain fog? I mean, doctors really can't tell you what to do about that. And so you're like, well, is this my life? And you go to the doctor and the doctor's like, well, you're postmenopausal. Sorry, that happens sometimes. Maybe get some more sleep, but you can't sleep well because you got hot flashes or you've got pain in your hips, which happened to me. And I wasn't able to sleep. I tossed and turned all night because my pain was keeping me up. And not until I started taking away the inflammatory things after doing testing and figuring out what was wrong, and I started fixing those things and healing, because just by taking them away, you start to heal. And so you start to decrease the inflammation in your bucket. So I quit eating gluten, like completely. Not easy. Took a little bit of work to figure out where all the sources of gluten were coming from, but I did it. That really decreased a lot. I have a hard time eating dairy, so I can eat it a little better than I used to, but I don't eat very much of it. So that's decreasing it. I quit working out like a crazy woman 5, 6 times a week, pushing myself to the limit. I quit drinking caffeine in the morning. And so that helped me find my own equilibrium. And I realized that when I quit drinking caffeine, I actually did sleep better. And so then I didn't need wine at night or a cocktail to calm me down. So I cut down my alcohol consumption, and I started doing exercise modalities that repaired my body and helped me build muscle instead of working so hard that I stressed my body out. I actually, after doing testing, I quit eating everything that I was sensitive to. So that took a lot out because we all have to eat. I quit drinking tap water, and I use a distiller and distill my water so it's as pure as it can possibly get. So I drink a lot of water. So that took a lot out. I don't use chemicals when I clean that are hazardous to my health. I only use things to clean my house that are labeled made safe, which means I can actually eat them if I want. They're not going to taste good, but I could eat them and they wouldn't hurt me. I don't burn candles that have a lot of strong artificial scents in them because those are inflammatory and they disrupt my hormones. So I don't do that anymore. And I used to burn candles all the time. I don't have plug-ins that are artificially fragrancing the air. I changed my laundry detergent. It's also made safe. Still wouldn't eat it, but it's made safe. So now I only have a little bit left in my bucket. And so am I ever going to get my bucket completely empty? No, because the world that we live in is inherently inflammatory. You can't get away from chemicals. You can't get away from plastic. You can't get away from smells. So I'm always going to have a little bit in my bucket, but I can handle that because if I do encounter something, there's room. And then in my life, I do other things to help calm down the inflammation. So I'm always working on decreasing my inflammation. So even if I do run into a problem that's going to cause me inflammation somewhere, it's not going to affect me like it used to. It's not going to send me over the top where I'm lying in bed because I don't have any energy, goodness, or I have headaches or pain in my knees or my shoulders or my hips or headaches. Like that just doesn't happen anymore because I have the inflammation in my bucket so low that I can handle the occasional problem. So I hope that was helpful. I hope having a visual, because visuals always help me. So that's what I am doing in this group. I'm trying to show you ways to decrease your inflammation so that you can get your bucket down and not have any problems. So if you're interested, in the comments below this video, I'm going to put in the link for a pain solution chat so that it's a free chat. If you want to talk about your specific problems, we can go over all of those. I can give you some suggestions on how to solve your personal pain points or give you some insight into what could be causing them. Happy to problem solve with you. So click the link in the chat in the comments if you want to chat. And I hope this was helpful. And I hope to just see you more and get to talking in the Facebook group because I'm really enjoying the camaraderie that's building in there. So you guys have a great rest of your day or whenever you're watching this, and I will talk to you soon.